All right, guys, how's it going? Now, while some of you have been losing your shit because there's not enough transfer activity for you at the moment, this despite there being a World Cup on at the moment, I've been losing my shit because there hasn't been changes at the top within the club or part of FSG, whichever way you want to look at it, in terms of Michael Edwards, right? Because some of you will be pedantic and say he's not Liverpool, he's FSG, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, Michael Edwards has stepped down from his role at Liverpool Football Club, which I'm delighted about. I'm really happy about this, right? So let me explain. When Arne Slot, left his position at Liverpool Football Club, I was hoping more or less around the same time that we would hear news about Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards. All right, I thought it would all maybe have like a domino effect, and we'd start to see things, but we didn't. So, if you join me on my live streams, it's a frequent or regular topic of mine, like, hey, what's going on with the executives? So the fact that this has now happened to me is positive, right? Because I've never, ever understood the fascination with Michael Edwards. I can't believe they gave him so much power when he came back to the club. Like, what the fuck? And what exactly did he do when he came back, right? So he came back because apparently, he was only going to come back if Liverpool were going to get, a second club, if you like. Or sorry, should I say FSG were going to get a second club. That was, the condition or the reason he was coming back and all that, because he wanted to play a big part in that. And if you remember, over the last year or so, I was saying to you that I was hearing rumours that Michael Edwards was frustrated. That came to me from multiple people, 2 or 3 people that I know very well, and they kept using the word frustrated. And I mentioned this many, many times in the videos, saying I think Michael Edwards is frustrated because there hasn't been a second club acquired by FSG. And then what did we see during last season? The journos, they came out and they used that word frustrated. I think it was even in the headline by Bad News Pierce. I don't know, but it was basically Michael Edwards is frustrated, which at that point I knew he was gone. All right, so we heard rumours that he would be going as a result of all that, and it's happened. So to me, I'm glad in one way because I just think that there were decisions made that, whether you want to blame people for appointing Arne Slot, which will be Richard Hughes will be the one that gets the blame for that. There was just decisions, I think, let's stop. It's easy to blame people after things have gone wrong, right? Hindsight's a wonderful thing, right? So, but the point is, when Richard Hughes came in, I thought we've got jobs for friends here and stuff like that, and I didn't really understand the fascination with Michael Edwards. When Michael Edwards came back to the club, Paul Joyce at the Times, suddenly started chirping a lot more when Edwards came back, and there was quite a few negative articles, if you remember, immediately after Edwards came back that were critical of Jurgen Klopp, and many of us as supporters were like, hang on a minute, what the fuck is this all about? So I felt like the knife was coming out into Jurgen, didn't like it, didn't like the vibe, felt that we fucked up last summer in the transfer market, missing out on people like Mark Gay. And I just felt that the executives, Edwards, Hughes, the people running the show, not just Arne Slot, were answerable to this. So for me personally, I wanted to see a shake-up. So Slot leaves, nothing happens. And I'm like, whoa, hang on a minute. We then expect that Richard Hughes is going to go, all right? So I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, why have we got a guy dealing with transfers at the moment that we know is going to be leaving or we expect will be leaving because, incoming players, they want to see a manager. This is the conversation we had about Slot when Slot's position was under threat, right? They want to see a manager that's got numerous years left on his contract. They want to see a sporting director that's going to be there. Otherwise, you could sign for a club, sporting director changes, manager changes, and suddenly you're not wanted, right? I've seen this at my club here that I work for. It's not an elite club, but it's still a football club, a professionally run club. And a friend of mine, one of the players, was going into the summer, was told he would be retained. They wanted him for, he was important to the team for next season. The manager was fired, the sporting director was fired, right? So immediately a change in sporting director and manager. Guess what? New sporting director said, we don't want you, got rid of him, right? So here's my point. If you sign by someone, you want to think at least they're going to be there. If you're going to sell me a project, come to us, we're going to do this, this is our plan for the next 3-5 years or whatever, then I expect you to be a part of that project. So that was one of the reasons I thought Arne Slot had to go, because I thought potential incoming players need to see stability. And I also thought it affected Richard Hughes as well, all right? So I think we're going to see Richard Hughes leave as well, right? So I'm personally glad that we're seeing this change. I don't understand why this has just come out now. I would have done it at the same time as Arne Slot, to be honest with you. So it'd be interesting to see if we do get anything a bit more on that. Obviously, you're going to get the clique of journalists who are going to tell us all, their versions of what the club wants you to think, but we'll dive into it a little bit more. So Flash Gordon will be taking over his duties at the club, if you like, or within FSG or whatever, whichever way you want to word it. So FSG wouldn't be pushed into buying another club. They sniffed around loads of clubs. For one reason or another, it didn't happen. I hope FSG now abandon that idea completely. We've seen various claims of what their feelings are on that. For me, I just want someone like, one owner that's focused on one club. That's it. I know some of you will go, oh, it's good to get another club if it's going to be the club that's used where we can put the kids there and do deals. And it sounds wonderful, that. But let's be honest, it was never about that. It was about that. So for me, perfect. Michael Edwards gone. I'm happy about that. I want to see a change at the top because I don't think everything should have been put on to Arne Slot. So I'm hoping that Richard Hughes goes as well. When that's going to be, I don't know. All right, you let me know what you think, and that's it. All right, here comes the grift. If you enjoy my video, please thumbs up the video. Please drop me a comment. Your comments are very important to me. I like to know if you're on the same page as me. It doesn't matter if you're not. There's a super thanks, a love heart around the video if you want to support my channel. It's a big help to my channel. It stops me from having to sell ball shaving products and things like that. No, it doesn't stop anybody else though. There's also 3 links in the video description, alternative ways of supporting me. Revolut link is, of course, my beer kitty for the weekend, for tomorrow. And there's should be a link in the video description to become a VIP member and join us on the VIP members website, which is an outstanding community that's been online for decades, full of some very important people. I've done a mail stand video for you today. If you like the mail stand, you will like the members website, that is for sure. All right, guys, I'll leave it with you. Take care, and hopefully we'll speak real soon.